today we're exploring the topic of how personal branding can open doors for you. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to another edition of Advantage Conversations. And today we're exploring the topic of how personal branding can open doors for you. And to discuss this, we have here Edward and Mabel. So I'd like you to introduce yourselves. Tell our viewers who you are. Something brief about yourself.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Mabel Dako. I'm a brand identity designer and a LinkedIn strategist. I help individuals and organizations amplify their personal brands online and offline. As the founder of Meda Concepts, we manage and then print and design for organizations and institutions as well. So that's a little bit about what I do. So, first, if you need anything,
All that expertise in one person.
If you need any painting or design services, I've got you sorted.
Wow, that's nice. Welcome, Mabel, to Advantage Conversations. Eddie, yeah, I know you, but Charish, the people out there, they want to know more about you, so tell you something.
Well, let me say what sorry. I work with the best insurance company right here in,
Your Advantage. And
thank my freshers as a digital marketing officer. So I ensure that everything about us is shown on the online space. And that's basically what I do. I'm happy to be here today with you.
wow, Mabel. Okay, so Mabel and Eddie, once again, you're welcome. So, about personal branding. These days, I hear branding a lot on the internet. This guy has branded himself well, and some people are even saying Charlie is packaged in his settings. And we need to explore and delve deeper into the word personal branding. We know branding generally refers to a unique identity, but what does personal branding mean? Babe, if I'll start with you.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's a lot of misconceptions about personal branding. When you hear personal branding, the first thing that comes into people's mind is bragging. Others say it's self-promotion. Others say it's being famous. But what exactly is behind that? It's simply the perception that we have about people, the perception that we live in the minds of people. When we hear Mabel, what comes in your mind? When we hear Edward, what comes in your mind? So your personal brand is simply how people perceive you and how people describe you when you're not in the room.
Wow, nice. So, Eddie?
And I just want to pick up from where you ended at. It's more about intentionally creating an identity and communicating that unique identity consistently to the extent where people now get to identify you as someone who provides such and such services or someone we can go to for such and such need if we want it. So that is how I see personal branding to be. And just to add to the misconceptions, people actually think that if you talk about personal branding, it's about living a fake life. So just like you indicated earlier, there will be settings. Charlie, this one there is, you are a scammer. So you notice that when somebody had really buff pan, you put like Mabel is in there, white this thing like for instance, like, hey, Charlie, she's branding, so they see like a one-time thing. It is not. It is actually something that we have to do continuously. Others also think that it's for a selected few, so for celebrities, but it is for every one of us. And just so you know, whether you know it or not, you are actually living a certain perception in the minds of people. But for the purpose of this discussion, we want to make people be very much more intentional about putting their best foot forward when it comes to their personal branding.
Great. That's a very great start to this conversation. Before we delve deeper, I want to understand the difference between branding for a company, okay, like enterprise insurance, we have our brand identity, and branding for a person. So personal branding and then corporate branding. What's the difference, Mabel?
Okay, so with branding for a corporate institution, you are branding for the organization, and branding for you as a person, you are leaving that perception about you in the minds of people. You want us to, anytime there's an opportunity around your industry or your expertise, you want to be the go-to person when it comes to that industry. The values that you have, when you are looking for someone who is hardworking, when you are looking for someone who is probably honest, trustworthy? Do you want to be mentioned? That's what it entails when it comes to you building your brand as a person. But with institution, it's for the institution. For instance, when we hear enterprise, what comes in mind? When we hear MTN, what comes in mind? So that's the difference.
Okay, that's nice. So, Eddie, coming into the personal branding bit, I want to just use somebody who possibly is now beginning as to learn about personal branding. What are the practical steps the person has to take to build a personal brand?
Let me pick it from who actually left off, the difference between personal branding and business and corporate branding. In fact, you can use the knowledge in corporate branding in personal branding.
Yeah.
And I would always say that you as an individual, you are a business. And so if you see yourself as a business, then you would now be very much intentional about how you position yourself in the minds of people and how people see you. So, number one, you need to have a unique value proposition, which comes with having a SWOT analysis of who you are, which has to do with learning your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities that are available to you, and then the threats that come with the weaknesses that you possess.
Like,
Now,
you need to put a pen and paper.
exactly, just like you do for a business.
Yeah.
Like we do at enterprise. Exactly. Now, when you have been able to do that, now you can now determine your strength and then leverage on those strengths and push that best foot forward and work on limiting your weaknesses. Now, after doing that, have your mission statement, your vision statement. Your mission statement is more or less like what your life is for. The vision is about picturing your life in the future and what you want to achieve in the long term as an individual. Now, with that in mind and your value proposition in place, now you try to work on making sure that you are a solution to whoever is looking for you. And I indicated that you are a business.
Yeah.
You are a product on the job market. Recruiters are looking for you. Organizations are looking for you. Now, you have to make sure you position yourself well so that people can see you. That's where visibility comes in. Those days, it is very difficult to be visible on TV or radio because it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But with the emergence of social media, everybody has a chance to position themselves for people to see them. And you can, anybody at all, Muriel and I, Mark, can just use social media to increase their visibility so that the people who matter, the people who are looking for you, can find you. It will shock you that everybody here has somebody who needs what you have. But how easy is it for them to find you? And then the last one, consistency. You have to consistently prove that you are good at what you say you are. And that is how come you'll be able to stick in the minds of those who are looking for you.
Wow, that's interesting. So, coming back to the example of somebody who probably works in an organization, let's take something as simple as maybe a receptionist, okay? I am a receptionist, I come in and then I go home at the end of the day. If I want to personally brand myself, give us an example of how such a person can be known as maybe the super person to go to when it comes to choosing a receptionist.
Okay. Using the example of a receptionist in an organization, you know that for a receptionist, you need to be welcoming. You need to have customer relationship management. You need to be someone who is loved by everyone. As soon as we approach you. We need to see you smiling, etc. So, anytime people approach you, you should portray those kind of characters. And anytime we see you, that's even a brand to the company because we get to associate your character with that of the company. So you have to leave what a receptionist is supposed to do. You have to be approachable. You have to be friendly so that anytime people come to the company, you being there alone is more like a plus to the reputation of the company.
Okay, so that's a practical example of how you can, even at your level, wherever you are, build a brand that will uniquely identify you.
Because when people come to the company, they can even say that because of you, they are going to patronize the company.
Okay, so Eddie, any other example in this regard?
Okay, so when it comes to personal brand, how your personal brand can even benefit the company, you would notice that with the emergence of social media or AI and everything has become so abstract. And it is now very important for organizations to leverage on the humans in the organization to position them in the eyes of the public, to make it more relatable. So you would have what we call employee engagement or influence, where the various staff in the company are being encouraged to take their own personal branding seriously so that they can have a ripple effect on the organization. So, for instance, if you take enterprise insurance and our staff go on to LinkedIn and they talk about how amazing it is to work in an enterprise, or how they've been able to engage in a certain activity and how it is fun and all of that. All of those things, one is it is increasing top of mind awareness of the company. Two, people can relate that to mean that the company is a good place to do business with. And because of that, they'll come to the company and come and do business with us. Another thing you have to notice is that people relate with human beings, not abstract things. And you will notice, if you take any organization, for instance, the engagement rate on social media is less compared to the MDs or the people who are working inside the company, because you as a human being, we can relate to you on a more personal level. So this is a wake-up call for various businesses out there, business owners who always want to hide themselves from the business. It is good to have a corporate brand, but push for the humans in the organization also, to have personal brands, and that will make up a very unique, beautiful image that people can relate to, and then have a ripple effect on the company.
Perfect. So another practical example I wanted to cite is, maybe I'm an accountant, okay? I do my work in the office, nobody knows me. But now I want to build a personal brand around my profession. What are some of the tools I can use? What are some of the practical steps I can take? What are the social media platforms I should use? And what should I be even putting in on these platforms as content?
Okay, so for building a personal brand, there are usually two components. Are you building the personal brand for yourself as a personality, or you are building a brand around your expertise? So for you building your brand as an accountant, probably you want to, why do you even want to build a brand as an accountant? Is it because you want to get a different job from where you currently are? Is it because you want to be recognized as an expert in the accounting field? Is it because you want to monetize later by giving people accounting tips? You need to first of all find your main goal for why you want to brand yourself. Now you need to find who exactly do you want to hear you. Because you being an accountant, is it because you want to become more like a mentor to students who are upcoming accountants? Why exactly do you want to do that? So you need to find your target audience. So once you find them, you pick a platform, probably LinkedIn or any platform where your target audience can be found. Then you just need to find a unique story. What story do you have around you being accountant? Probably you have your origin story, how you even started your accounting. You have a reflection story. You have a lot of stories that you can use. So you just need to identify those stories. Now you pick a topic. What exact area in accounting do you want to focus? Is it management? Is it, you just need to find those things, and then you keep writing your story consistently and then providing value. How do you provide value? You can teach people, you can recommend them to opportunities, you can also help them with the stories that you have as well. And whilst you keep doing this, people will begin to see you as valuable, and then that will become the brand that you are building as well.
Great, great. So, Eddie, concerning this very question, can you educate us on the specific platforms and what they could do for your personal brand? So, let's say in this professional situation, I mean, everybody would think about LinkedIn. How consistent should you be? How often should you post? What are some of the things you should do to really get that top of mind awareness that I'm the go-to person when it comes to this area of professionalism?
When it comes to the choosing of the platforms, I am of the view that using as many platforms is way better. Some say that just realize or get to know where your people are and go there. But I would always ask, what harm does it cause? When you are on as many platforms as can be, if people get to like you on LinkedIn, it's more likely that if you go to Instagram too, they will like you. Or even if you go to Facebook, they will like you as well, or X. So just have, even if you don't want to be too active on other platforms, and maybe you're very much comfortable with, let's say, TikTok, just have some decent presence on the other platforms. Moreover, it doesn't take much. Most of the platforms now can take the same dimension of content that Instagram can take. So the same content, you post it on Instagram, take the same content, put it on TikTok, put it on LinkedIn, put it on Facebook, put it on X, and then add your captions, vary it in such a way that it fits the character limit of those platforms. The downside of not being on various platforms is that if you are doing well on, let's say, Facebook, somebody somewhere in somewhere in Ghana or in the world would now go and create a fake account in your name, and the page might grow, and you will not have the first mover advantage, and then they might be doing weird things in your name. Meanwhile, it is not you. So if you are doing well on one platform, just use the same strategy to be on all of those platforms as well. And that is what I think I have done for myself, and I think it's working. And other people can also take advantage of.
And what about the consistency? What do we mean by consistency? Is it about posting twice a week, posting every month? What do we mean by that?
The cool thing is that these platforms, they reward consistency.
Okay.
So you notice that the more you post, the more your content is being opened up for more people to see. Because most of these platforms, they want to get you hooked on their platform because they know that they are competing amongst themselves. So the more you post, the better.
Yeah.
Me, I post every single day, of course, because it comes with my work, and I'm a digital marketer. If you want to do every week, you can do that. If you want to do every 2 weeks, you can do that based on how available you are to create content about yourself. But whichever interval you choose for yourself, make sure that you keep showing up and posting content as and when. And it doesn't take much. Content is all around us. The stories that you tell that are very unique to you. Just take a very beautiful picture and then add your story to it and then post it. It doesn't take much. If you want to do a video, you don't need plenty lighting to do that. Look at the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. If he has a new update about the platform, all he does is take a phone and then say, "Hi guys, we have a new update," and then he posts it. No editing, nothing, not even subtitle for you to read. And then he's good to go. So you don't need much to show up on these platforms. Just get to realize where how often you'll be able to post. As for the timing of posting there, that thing is a thing of the past. You can post midnight. If the people who are interested in your post come online, the platform will show it to them at when they come based on interest and that kind of for you kind of content that is being practiced by most of the platforms lately.
And to add that to what Edward just said, even with consistency, whether you are busy, whether you are an MD, based on where your professional level is, you can still create content. You can just batch your post. Just look for a day within a week or within a month and then create your post ahead. So probably if you've made up your mind to show up maybe 2 times in a week, every week, you can just take about one Saturday, write your content. You can write about 20 content and then schedule on the app to post automatically on you. So it doesn't take much. Just give yourself some time, schedule, and then the post will just be going out even when you are not online.
Oh, that's true. So viewers, we continue with the interesting conversation about personal brand that opens doors. And it will interest you to know that Mabel and Edward both have about 89,000 for Mabel followers on LinkedIn, and Edward has over 130,000 organic followers on LinkedIn. Wow. I mean, those of us who are hovering around the 1K, 2Ks, we want to know how you guys were able to do it. So we'll start with Mabel. Tell us about your journey. What are some of the steps you took? How did you get to this kind of followership on LinkedIn and other platforms?
Okay, thank you very much again for the opportunity. So with LinkedIn, I joined LinkedIn in 2021. I joined as a student on campus in University of Ghana. And before I joined school, I had learned graphic design for a while whilst I was at home before I went to school. So I learned graphic design. I went to school and I was posting on my WhatsApp status. I wasn't really intentional about building my brand. Even that time, I was just posting because I was learning, just for people to see I'm learning, not because I wanted to monetize any brand. So I was posting and then people began to think that I'm a designer, not because I had told them. So I was just posting and then I was advised to build a brand for myself. That is getting a brand name and then actually advertising to people that I'm a designer so that people can patronize from me. So it started from there just on my WhatsApp status until one day I saw a course about LinkedIn from someone that I admired. So I decided to just enroll on the course. I learned, but I wasn't really implementing anything at all. Then fast forward to 2023, around August, I decided to just share my story, my journey on how I started design, my journey on other aspects of my life. So I was posting consistently and I realized that people began to reach out to me on LinkedIn to come and share stories around me being a student and an entrepreneur. So when opportunities around that started coming, I realized that because I was posting content on LinkedIn after I decided to be intentional about my personal brand, I was getting opportunities around that. So I decided to really, really be intentional from that point. So I set a target for myself to at least get more followers, to be able to have more people to see my content. Because if you are posting and no one is seeing, then why are you actually showing up? So I decided to really implement all that I learned through other strategies like growth strategies, content strategies, and being intentional about how much I show up online, and having a target audience. Who am I trying to speak to? So I got my target audience as young students who wanted to learn more about entrepreneurship. So because I consistently shared content around my journey and tips to help them, people began to see me as valuable. Hence, more people began to follow me. So I kept showing up and hitting my growth targets, and I began speaking at events. I got opportunities to work with more companies, including UN and other organizations. So the more I got onto different platforms, the more I shared my story and the more I inspired people. So within a space of about 18 months, I've grown to over 89,000 followers. And it's not just that, there are other opportunities
That's less than 2 years.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
huge. Okay.
I've gotten other opportunities as well, like speaking engagement, monetizing. Currently, I'm also using what I've learned to help other young people. And currently, as of today, I've helped over 800 people learn how to implement the strategies that I learned as well on LinkedIn. And currently, about 20 of them have gotten job opportunities. Others have also been able to monetize and helping others as well in their industries. So that's how I built my brand, and also evolving at the moment.
Wow, that's very inspiring. Thank you very much, Mabel. So, Eddie, 130K. How's the journey been?
Unemployment. I used to be very low key. At the point in time, my profile picture was a bird in the air.
Hey,
Yes.
you mean for LinkedIn?
Yes, but on social media everywhere.
Okay. Oh,
I want my siblings not to post me anywhere. I'm from a village, and the pictures we have are village pictures. Until unemployment hits me, and I was like, I've been applying, sir. Nobody was calling me. Even if I go for the interview, they'll make me sing for them and pray for me, and I'll boohoo. And I realized that I have tried all I could, and the opportunities were not coming. So I have to show up. I felt like maybe I was invisible. And there's this mentality about Ghanaians that, when about being low key, low key.
Yeah. I don't want to expose that.
Exactly.
No.
So there's the misconception that if you are very visible, you are proud, or you are arrogant, or you are somebody who is trying to blow their own horn, or you are being a braggart. So you have a lot of young people who have skills and talents that if they should just speak about it, the opportunities that they will get, it will blow their mind. So that was the space I was in. And I was very quiet until I had an epiphany, and I started talking about my story online. And whilst I was doing that, I like to showcase other people too. So I profile this person and tell their story. And because of that, I've had a lot of people drawing close to me or relating to the things I share.
Okay.
And I've come to embrace my journey such that now I can tell people that, oh, I'm from a village, and this where I went to school, and these are my challenges and all of that. And the beautiful thing about life is challenges are not unique to one person. We have all experienced it before. And the moment you are vulnerable enough to share with people, they can relate with you on a more personal level. And that sends me to my next point, being authentic when it comes to these online spaces. Because people are not stupid though. Give advice. Yes, they will see.
The real truth.
I'm telling you. Somebody can see that you are being fake by what you're doing. They can see that this guy is being authentic. They can so that is what I have been able to do. And through that, I have been able to get job opportunities. Every job I've ever gotten. I've never applied for a job that I've gotten below. Every opportunity I've gotten is like, hey, Edward, I saw you this and I think you can help my company or you can help with this thing. And then that's how I've been able to get opportunities. And I'm hoping that more things will come. But to everybody out there who is very much locked in the low-key mentality, you have a skill, a talent that the world needs, but you are keeping quiet about it. Look, social media has become like a level ground for all of us. You can be in Sogakope, Kamale, Adan, have a unique talent. Take your phone, record yourself consistently. I'm telling you, your tribe will find you. The people are looking for you.
Exactly.
The opportunity you are looking for, if they set you past, it is also looking for you, but how visible? Is it easy to find you? That is all I have to say.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I believe viewers are learning a lot from this. So now, just before we wrap up, I want us to enumerate the benefits of personal branding. I mean, what you guys have benefited from. What are the typical benefits one would derive from embarking on a personal branding journey?
Okay, so with personal branding, I would say there are three main importance of personal branding, and there are three main benefits you can get from personal branding. And the first one is that when you build your personal brand, wherever you go to, especially within the industry that you want to build a brand around, you'll be recognized. You'll be recognized as someone not really an expert, but if it's being an expert, yes, you would be recognized as an expert. If after being recognized as an expert, you'll be remembered, because there are a lot of people who are seen to be brand strategists, seen to be digital marketers, etc. But when we recognize you as Edward Asari when you enter the room, are you remembered when you leave? Because whilst you are even in the room, you are going to leave certain traits as well. And also, after you are remembered, are you revered? Are you respected? As well, yes. So when you build your personal brand, it helps you to be respected, it helps you to be recognized anywhere you go, and then you get that respect as well. Also, personal branding, when you build your personal brand to a point, you can monetize as well. You can make money from your brand through coaching, through workshops, and all other monetary aspects as well. And just as Edward mentioned, you can get job opportunities without stress because you are seen as the go-to person for that industry as well.
Wow, that's very beautiful. Thank you. So, Eddie, what would you say is the benefits of personal branding?
The more visible you are, the more lucky you get. Let me say it again, the more visible you are, the more likely you get, because the more people get to know that you have something to offer. And that's one of the benefits that comes with personal branding.
Yeah.
Another thing I would like to say is that if you are there and you don't have the followership, don't worry. Don't worry too much about the number of people following you. Don't worry too much about the engagement you are getting. When I started off posting consistently in 2017, when the unemployment hit me very hard, I wasn't getting any engagement or whatsoever, but it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
As at now, I don't care about engagement, because if you are worried too much about engagement, it can frustrate you
And discourage you. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some posts you make, nobody will like it. But does it matter?
Yeah.
You branding yourself, especially when it comes to the digital space, is more or less like you auditioning for an audience that you don't know.
Yeah.
They don't care too much about the engagement. If today Mark is looking for a graphic designer and you have consistently shown on these spaces that this is what you can do by posting your work, Mark will not mind say, yeah, we have gotten one like. So far as you can be able to give the kind of design that he's looking for.
The visibility.
Exactly. So one, increasing your level of luck when it comes to this online space. Number two is that you are able to position yourself, just like Mabel said, as a thought leader in that space. And the moment you are seen as a thought leader, anybody at all that wants such a person to engage in any form of discourse or any form of activity, then you are the go-to person when it comes to that. Another thing when it comes to personal branding is that you create a unique identity for yourself. There are lots of people who do what you do, but do they do it the way you want to do it? So you have to be able to create that kind of unique identity, and creating that unique identity comes with consistently sharing your story on your pages so that people can now associate you with something that is only unique to you. So that even if there are thousands of people who are doing something, they would say that, okay, because there are thousands of people, we are looking for this thing. And I think that Mabel or Edward or Mark is the right person to go to.
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe viewers are learning a lot from this. I like the fact that you said with even a few likes. I mean, there are times when people post and they feel like, Charlie, this one, they're only 3 likes. They'll send delete and they feel discouraged. So these are very great lessons and nuggets that have been shared here. So just before we close, we bring this discussion to an end. I would like to hear your last words. Again, how does personal branding opens doors? And we just want your last words on this topic. And I'm sure From here, there will be a lot of engagement with viewers who would be able to pick up lessons and comments and even messages to you both or the enterprise insurance company itself. So please, let's have your last words on this topic and then we can close.
Okay, I just want you to know that in personal branding or in this digital age, you can't say you don't have a personal brand, and you can't say you don't have a social media platform which you use to share your personal brand. So just ensure that you are getting people to know you, like you, and trust you with a personal brand that you have built. Once people get to know you, like you, and trust you, anytime there's an opportunity related to what you have branded yourself for, you are going to be the go-to person in that industry. So don't always chase opportunities. Though it's good to chase opportunity, yes, but don't always chase opportunities. Build yourself as a brand so that people would see you as a go-to person anytime there's an opportunity. So don't always chase butterflies. Okay, build a beautiful garden so that the butterflies would be attracted to it. Thank you.
Beautiful. Eddie?
Personal branding, I say, is a call to responsibility to take your own life with your own hands and craft a story in a way that you want it to go, not waiting for the wind to blow you to and fro. So, one, get to understand who you are as a person, get to understand where you want to go as a person, get valuable, steady, get those certifications, get those talents sharpened. And when you're able to do that, communicate that consistently, even if you're hidden somewhere in the mountains in the Volta region, your light will shine so bright that people will get to see it and they will come to you. So, and please stop hiding. Nobody lights a lantern and put it under a basin. You have to put it on a lampstand so that people get to see it. And doing that is not you being proud or you being a braggart. And there is a way of doing this thing. Of course, there are people who brag about all of these things. But if you have a talent, if you have a skill, my brother, my sister, wherever you are, please don't be shy to use these platforms available to put your best foot forward. Somebody's life has been changed because, one, they were watching at a washing bay and they're singing along to somebody's song word by word. And by so doing, God caused everybody to just put their attention on this gentleman. And people realize resources are flowing left, right, center to come to this person. You might never know. You might be that person who just needs some few eyeballs to see you, and before you realize, the whole world is just calling your name. It might be you, it might not be you, but you will never know it will work for you if you don't try it. Low key is self-sabotage. Please, high key is a new way to build a personal brand.
Thank you very much. On that very inspiring note, we bring today's conversation to an end. Our conversation has been on building a personal brand that opens doors. Thank you very much, Edward, Asari, and Mabel, for gracing our seats and engaging us in this insightful conversation. I believe viewers have learned a lot and they will surely engage with us. Thank you once again for tuning into Advantage Conversations brought to you by Enterprise Insurance. See you later. Bye-bye.